Mumbai, the epicenter of progress, of turmoil, and everything in between. Buzzing like a hive of bees, each one dreaming, striving, searching. The numbers? Over 20 million, almost equal to the population of the Australian continent. The hive grows by the day, often in explosive proportions. And the simple dream of an individual collectively adds to an ironic complexity. Welcome to the ever-growing paradox of Mumbai. The frenetic life in Mumbai delicately balances on some key pillars of infrastructure. And a breakdown in even one of these can leave millions stranded, disrupting life completely. Just like today, when an unexpected problem with the railways has caused immense delays in the running of local trains. Unaware of this crisis, Suhas is preparing to leave for his job as usual. He reads electricity meters at Reliance Energy, the utility that supplies power to suburban Mumbai. Reading of meters on every 30th day is a commitment that Reliance Energy makes to its 27 lakh customers, ensuring that they do not have to pay for more than their month's usage. This means Suhas has to meet his target of reading over 300 meters every day, with less than 2 minutes of reading time per meter. An unforeseen delay in the trains like the one today could translate into an extremely challenging day for him.
Trains were delayed during peak office hours for quite a few hours on the platform.
However, Ashish, the manager at the SAP center, has already made it to the office. Luckily, he lives in the vicinity. But the trains and buses running late has affected his staff's attendance, which means another battle against time. At the multilingual call center, Archana, who's worked through the night, is looking forward to getting back home to her baby. But that is not to be. Her replacement is still waiting for her train to arrive.
Sorry, baby. Mama has to work with longer. Good morning, Reliance Energy. This is Archana. How may I help you, sir?
The operations and maintenance cell in Bandra, which on normal days resembles a fish market, seems empty. Senior engineer Pushparaj's men too haven't yet arrived. Pushparaj decides to nip the problem before it develops further. He starts calling in the 500 skilled substitutes who are in his data bank for just such a contingency. Dreading the prospect of compounded train delays, Suhas decides to switch to the road. Ashish is relieved to see his staff finally arrive. But the delay of 2 hours would mean a high-pressure day for him and his team, as all the other departments at Reliance Energy depend on them for the feeding and processing of important data. Engineer Pushparaj's substitutes have also now begun to pour in. It's going to be a delayed start to the day with a lot of catching up to do. Suhas at last reaches Asalfa Dongri, one of the largest slums dotting the suburbs of Mumbai. Accessing electricity meters in this tough terrain is a challenge at the best of times, and he's now a couple of hours behind schedule. Every day, there are around 1,25,000 meters to be read, and, like Suhas, each one of his 400 colleagues has an uphill task ahead of him. The 4,000-strong O&M force also get on to their high-pressure job to make sure Mumbai's frantic pace doesn't slow down. The journey of power from generation to final point of delivery is a highly complex process. Nearly 9,000 kilometers of overhead and underground wire networks, more than 5,000 substations, and millions of critical joints, couplings, high voltage boxes and panels. Everything has to be up and running smoothly for a non-stop supply of power. Despite being the best utility network, unexpected crises come up daily in the city's power distribution. Animesh and his entire SCADA team are always on their toes to tackle any emergency situations. To achieve maximum speed and efficiency in the distribution process, Reliance Energy has integrated its entire network into a highly sophisticated system called SCADA, or Supervisory Control and Data Acquisition System. SCADA's lifeline is a 125-kilometer fiber optic link running right across the power network that allows information to flow continually into its data banks.
We like to think of it as a central nervous system that keeps the city's body ticking non-stop.
Okay.
At the call center, Archana and her colleagues have been deluged with an ever-increasing number of callers.
Okay.
A number that can go as high as 10,000 on a day such as this. But relief is finally at hand for Archana in the person of Shonali, her replacement. After working over 12 hours non-stop, she can at last call it a day.
I'm just getting late. मुझे लग रहा है कहीं मेरी ट्रेन में मिस हो जाए. Yeah. Okay. Bye. Take care. Bye. Thanks. Have a nice day. Bye.
The new SAP integration system at Reliance Energy is an online system that makes it easy to instantly identify callers and locations. Shonali soon discovers that she's talking to Mr. Desai from Warsaw. Mr. Desai is complaining about a power outage. She checks with SCADA and then brings Mr. Desai up to date with the facts.
Area has not been affected. Please check if your fuse is tripped.
Let me check it up. Oh yeah. Only the fuse. I'm sorry.
Thank you very much for calling up Reliance. Have a great day.
It is 3 p.m. and there is no respite from the searing heat. Suhas has scrambled to cover up lost time. In spite of all the odds, he has managed to collect the data required for the day. This will now be fed in at the data entry center at Andheri. Meanwhile, yesterday's data from the meters readings is being processed at the SAP office. The pressure on the team is relentless. They have to work twice the speed for the cause delay. Complex and varied data such as outstanding amounts, payment modes, accounting data, etc. all have to be processed along with the meter reading figures. These are then translated and converted into bills. Nearly 1.25 lakh bills are printed every day, and that too in multiple languages simultaneously. Reliance Energy, perhaps, is the only utility company in the world to provide customized multiple language bills. So while Mrs. Phule gets her bill in Marathi, the only language she can read, the tenant next door, Mr. Tiwari, gets his in Hindi. While Shweta prefers hers in English, Mrs. Anglisaria, on the other hand, is much happier getting her bill in Gujarati. Vanita, who's visually impaired, receives her bill in Braille. The temperature is touching 40 degrees centigrade. With soaring temperatures comes higher power usage as the city goes to town on its fans and air conditioners. Within an hour, the city will need another 100 to 200 megawatts of electricity, which means more power requirement and hence more power purchase. One of the most tension-filled rooms in the company is located in the power buying department. Deepak Chawla, who heads this cell, is under high pressure.
Electricity is an extremely price-sensitive issue anywhere in the world. Our heads are always on the block. There's no option but to keep power supply running day after day, night after night, at the lowest possible cost.
But please explain me why my bill is so high.
A government regulator makes sure that power prices are inflexibly fixed for Mumbai. However, while Reliance Energy generates the cheapest energy that Mumbai can get, it is allowed to generate only 500 megawatts for the city. For the balance, over 1000 megawatts has to be purchased every moment from the government undertakings or from private players across the country. Hard-nosed negotiations around the country's power grid go on unabated.
Good job, boys.
Until
Well done.
Deepak finally manages to procure his power at the lowest possible cost. Compounding the existing problems, multiple faults begin to surface simultaneously across the wire network. But the engineers at Reliance Energy are unfazed. They have an extraordinary solution to minimize the impact of power outages anytime they occur.
A parallel supply line network across the entire Mumbai Western region. We have created a super quick backup system. In the event of a power cut at any one point, power can be fed immediately from a neighboring point on the ring without much delay, thus ensuring minimum downtime and hence living up to Mumbai's ever-demanding pace.
One of the challenges that Mumbai faces is the constant fight for time. In such a situation, taking a break to stand in long, endless queues to pay for utilities becomes an irritating chore. To solve this problem, Reliance Energy has engineered a wide array of payment options, from over 2,000 drop boxes all over the city for people on the move, and over 1,500 easy-access collection centers in every nook and corner, in addition to the several more sophisticated payment options, including paying online. While an eventful day draws to a close for some, it seems like it's got some interesting challenges in store for others. Road repairs have caused a major power failure at the film studio, causing high stress to the crew of a daily soap opera. Not just that, a nearby hospital has also been affected, causing a panic situation. A backup UPS has come on automatically, but it can only supply power for the next couple of hours. Within seconds, SCADA has automatically switched off circuits to prevent the crisis from spreading. The team swings into action. The fault needs to be located in the next few hours, or else all hell will break loose. The engineers pull up the GIS to detect where the fault has occurred. The installation of the GIS has been a pioneering step taken by Reliance Energy.
Every square kilometer of the city is mapped on the GIS and is available for study. Together with SCADA, it proves a formidable tool in firefighting outage problems.
The team pinpoint the fault to a stretch between Goregaon and RA Colony and isolate the problem area. They then cut off power to the affected section in order to prevent further collapse of the power grid. Next, they use the unique ring architecture of the power supply lines to resume power to the hospital and its surrounding areas through an alternative route. The team then restricts the outage to a 600-meter stretch in Goregaon. Now, it's up to senior engineer Pushparaj and his O&M team, who must perform one of the most difficult exercises in the next 10 minutes. They send an astounding 5,000 volt pulse through the cable end in the 600-meter stretch. The formation of huge waves helps them pinpoint the exact location of the fault. Using sophisticated sonar and feedback, the team traces the cable on the ground. Together, they race to bring power back to the affected area. potential crisis is averted. The lights are back, and one of the biggest power lines in the city is once again open for business.
Yeah, come in, Animesh. Job accomplished. Electricity restored.
Okay, guys, good news. All supply restored. Big hand for yourself.
Electricity, invisible yet touching and enlightening every moment of our lives in this maximum multi-dimensional city. When it is there, we take it for granted, little realizing the intricate, relentless orchestration of people, process and technology that keeps it going on and on without end. The dawn of another day. Yesterday's excessively steamy weather has given way to rain, bringing with it its own share of problems. But for Suhas and his colleagues at Reliance Energy, it's just another day at work.